This channel is for adults and not for kids. Hey guys, thanks for stopping back by tonight. So I wanted to share something cool with you guys. I love Blade Runner, the original 1982 Ridley Scott science fiction masterpiece, Blade Runner. It's one of my top favorite films of all time. This is a really cool Blu-ray I have, which has the different cuts of the film. I went to the movie theaters in '82 when I was 12 years old and I saw this. So my favorite version is the theatrical cut. With the narration on it, because growing up, my dad and my brother were big fans of film noir and detective movies, you know, with Sam Spade and Humphrey Bogart playing different characters, tough G-men, tough acting, big talking, gun carrying badasses, and like private investigators, and they would have like running monologues, where you would basically hear the inside of the detective's head. You would hear his thoughts. He would walk you through the story. And so I very much love that about the original theatrical version, even though Harrison Ford says he hates it. That is the version that I saw when I was a little kid, and that's the version I fell in love with. So I guess the version that I watch all the time on here is the theatrical cut, but it's the international theatrical cut, because it's a little bloodier than the American theatrical cut. So yeah, that's my favorite version. But whether it's these three versions or the final cut, whichever version you like, it is an amazing movie, whichever version you're watching. I like the theatrical cut because of the happy ending. Yes, it's sappy. I don't give a fuck. I like that happy ending. I want him to get away with Rachel in the end. I want him to have a happy ending after a movie of him getting shit on the entire time. It's nice to think of him getting the girl in the end. And that's Guillermo del Toro's favorite version also. In several interviews, I've seen him talk about Blade Runner, and he says that's his favorite version also. So I'm in good company there. This is a Blu-ray. This is the DVD box set that I still own to this day because it has such cool extras. Do any of you guys have this thing? So it comes with it comes with all the different versions of the movie. It comes with one of the police spinners, their cars that they fly through the air in. It comes with a metal origami unicorn, a little movie clip, like a cell from the film, and tons of artwork. Ron Cobb stuff, just tons of artwork. It's an amazing set, and I would never get rid of this thing. Even though it's just DVD, it's still really nice to have, and it's in like a fake briefcase. Let you open it up. And it's got all this amazing artwork. Here's the little metal unicorn. that Gaff made. It's too bad she won't live. But then again, who does? My neighbors are like, what the fuck? Edward James Olmos? That's very cool. It's pretty funny that only the cops get to fly through the air in Blade Runner. At least I think that's what it is. I think it's only cop cars that get to fly. Everybody else is just pedestrians on the ground driving their cars. At least that's the way I always took it. I don't know. Maybe some of those flying cars were civilians, but I always just assumed that only the cops had the sky. Everybody else was grounded. These spinners are beautiful cars. The scene where it flies off and you see the steam shooting out from the bottom. Have a better one. And he flies away. There have been some beautiful Japanese models that have lights, the sirens, the cherries on top light up, and the instrument panels light up. I do not own any of those. I would like to, but I do not. This is good enough, though. This is a really nice little car. Yeah, this is a really cool set. Tons of artwork. Tons of behind-the-scene artwork. I am a sucker for behind-the-scenes artwork when it comes to movies, like the making of Star Wars, the making of Blade Runner, the making of Empire Strikes Back. Just all those art books that show all the hard work the artists put in. All of Sid Mead's stuff. Just void comp test. Do you mind if I smoke? It won't affect the test. Void comp. We call it void comp for short. Just amazing. Yeah, I'll never part with this set. This is a must-have if you're a Blade Runner fan. But we didn't come here really to look at the stuff. I am excited to show you guys a custom-made Rick Deckard action figure that I completed over last weekend. And I have been putting him together over the course of about 2 months now, something like that. And I just had to wait on one piece left to come in, and I got that piece over the weekend and I finished him. So I'm excited to show him off to you guys. First, let me show you guys something that doesn't ring true for me. Something that absolutely doesn't say Blade Runner to me. That is the NECA Rick Deckard figure from the sequel, Blade Runner 2049. And this just doesn't scream Rick Deckard to me. This says old man Harrison Ford phoning in a performance to get a nice paycheck. That's what this figure says. Deckard had that famous sort of Steve McQueen haircut, that George Clooney, Steve McQueen, almost bowl-like haircut. In this version of Harrison Ford, all his hair is grown out, and he's an old man now, and it just doesn't say Blade Runner to me. The only reason I bought this goddamn figure was for the gun, was for the famous Blade Runner blaster to give to my new custom figure. Nobody was selling the gun separate. I had to buy the whole goddamn figure. This is an alright, figure if I want to have a civilian, if I want to have a old man Harrison Ford just hanging out, but it doesn't say Blade Runner to me. It doesn't say Indiana Jones or Han Solo. It just says older, distinguished Harrison Ford. And I could give two fucks about having an older, distinguished Harrison Ford figure. Okay, guys, let me show you my Rick Deckard. Man, after all that buildup, it better be fucking amazing, huh? So, now, before you guys jump down my throat and you go, that's not a film-accurate costume. Yeah, I know. It's close, okay? The way that I say it in my head is, if the events of Blade Runner happened on a Wednesday, this is what he was wearing on Tuesday. It's close. No cigar, but it's goddamn close. So the recipe for this Rick Deckard is, that's the official NECA gun. I had to paint the little red lights on it because they were too cheap to spring for some red paint on the blaster. That is a custom head that I painted. I got it from eBay. I typed up Blade Runner head and I painted it up. The hair was the hard part, trying to get all those different browns in there. The paint job might not be perfect, but he's good enough for me. I like it. I did a lot of washes and dry brushing on the face. Lips are hard to do because you got to take the flesh color and mix in like darker browns and a little bit of burgundy to try and get that lip color. But if you do too much burgundy, it ends up looking like lipstick, or he just drank Kool-Aid. So lips are always hard to do, especially on male characters. So yeah, a custom head that I painted up. The official, Blade Runner 2049 gun. And this body was from one of the absolute most boring action figures ever created. I hate all Disney Star Wars product. I believe this is a character from, I think, that Andor show. I haven't watched Andor. I have no desire to watch Andor. But I believe it's, what is that guy's name? Skarsgård, I think. The kid that plays It, the clown, I believe it's his dad. And anyway, super boring action figure of just a dude, an older dude in a trench coat. And it was a green trench coat. I painted it 3 different browns to get that leather look. And I hit the entire thing with with some flat, with, you know, some matte spray to dial down the shine. The leather jacket still looks like leather. I'm kind of proud of the way the jacket turned out, because I took some sandpaper and I kind of scuffed up the jacket on the sleeves and around the collar here. And the lighter paint, you know, really took to the scuffed up parts. And it looks like leather. Anyway, it was like a green color. And, you know, I didn't want Deckard rocking a green jacket. He's got a brown jacket in Blade Runner. And, yes, I know it's not an exact match. This isn't the exact trench coat, but it's close enough. This costume, this action figure kind of looked like if maybe Mobius had worked on Blade Runner, you know, some of the design choices. I'm really proud of this. I like this just as much as I like my custom Snake Plissken figure. What do you guys think? You guys think it's trash, or you guys think it's decent? I like him. I think he turned out cool. You know, now I can say I've got a Rick Deckard action figure. It's just crazy and mind-boggling to me that we can live in this day and age when everything gets collectibles made from it, and we've yet to get a 1982 Rick Deckard, or any replicants, or even the little robot teddy bear with the Napoleon hat and the little guy next to him with the long nose. The home again, jiggity jig. Those guys. Like, there's no collectibles unless you look at that. And that's not Blade Runner. Did I like the 2049 movie? Yeah, it was cool. I like Ryan Gosling. I liked the special effects. It was a decent film. I own it. It's cool. Do I like it as much as I like Blade Runner? Hell no. Fuck no. Blade Runner is a masterpiece. Everybody that worked on Blade Runner 2049, they'll all even tell you that no, it's not as good. It's a good movie, but it ain't no Blade Runner. Anyway, I can die happy now because I've got I've got a Deckard that looks to me like Deckard. And maybe next up I will make a custom Roy Batty, which, yeah, that sounds cool. Maybe a custom Roy Batty and Priss. That would be pretty awesome. Anyway, hope you guys like taking a look at him. And we'll be back soon, guys, with some more cool stuff. All right, my friends, and remember our motto: more human than human. Happy Halloween.